Hello, kids. For math today, we are on lesson 15, and our lesson objective is here. You can see it is to relate arrays to tape diagrams to model the commutative property of multiplication. Sounds like a lot of big words to me, but I know that you know a lot about this stuff. And actually, it's a review lesson. We're just looking at the commutative property, which means that the order of the factors in a multiplication problem does not matter. We're looking at that property in terms of arrays and tape diagrams. So we know all the parts. We're just kind of putting them together in this lesson here. So in your green book, pause right here and get your green book. If you don't have it, turn to the lesson 15 problem set and let's get started. So you're going to follow along with me, and then in your green workbook, you're going to finish out your math time by doing the homework associated with lesson 15. So you're going to do the problem set with me and then the homework on your own in the book, not on Kami. All right, here we go. So label the tape diagrams and complete the equations. Then draw an array to represent the problems. Okay, here, so we've got a tape diagram with 2 units or 2 groups, and each group has 4 things in it. So that's the same thing as 2 groups of 4. And then down here, we have 4 groups with 2 items in each group. Okay, so we've got 2 ants here, 2 ants here, 2 ants here, 2 ants here. So we've got 4 groups of 2. So we're looking at 2 times 4 and 4 times 2. I'm going to use my text box here, and I'm just going to put right into the box 4. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 more. 4 and 4 makes 8. And then right here, I see 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8. So let's go ahead and put our 8 in the total. So you can see the total is this bracket here that goes from one end of the tape to the other end of the tape. And then they drew an array for you to represent the problem. We've got 2 rows of 4 for the first one, or 4 groups of 2. If you look at the columns, we see this one. If you look at the rows, we see this one here. So both of these are 8, and we can see that the order of the factors does not matter, which is the commutative property. All right, so here we've got 4 in a group, and we could go in here and put 4 more things, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over here we could put 4 more things, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so we've got 4 things here, 4 things here, 4 things here. How many groups of 4 do we have? 1, 2, 3 groups of 4, so I'm going to put 3 times 4, and then my total, I can count them. 4 plus 4, well, I said that, okay, that's 8 up here. 4 plus 4 is 8, and now 4 more gives me, if you're counting by 4s like we practiced on Friday, 4, 8, 12. And so our 3 times 4 equation will equal 12. Now we're looking at it the other way. So we've got 3 groups of 4. Now we're going to do 4 groups of 3. So with my text box, I'm going to put in 1, 2, 3, and then another text box here. 1, 2, 3, and then another text box here. 1, 2, 3, and I see 3, 6, 9, 12 total. And up here, how many items are in each group? 3. So 4 groups of 3 things gives me 12 total. And my array, I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then return or enter 1, 2, 3. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. How did I do that? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 3 groups of 4, which is 12, or if you count the columns, 4 groups of 3. All right, let's move on. Oh my gosh, why are they making me do so much stuff here? So how many groups do I have? Well, first of all, how many do they give me in each group? They give me 4 in each group. Now, how many groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total groups. So I've got right here in my equation 7 groups of 4. Well, I don't know why it's doing that. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know if there's an undo feature. I'm just going to leave that there. And I'm going to go ahead and put 4. 7 groups of 4 is 28. They tell me the answer. So I'm going to use my text box and do 4 things in each box. Okay, so I'm just doing little O's. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4. Whoops, those are zeros. 1, 2, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And they tell me the total's 28, but I should probably make sure. 4 and 4 makes 8. And then 2 more groups would be another 8, so that's 16. And then 2 more groups would be another 8, 24, and 4 more is 28. Or I could count by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Sure enough, 28 is my total. Okay, so now I'm going to have to get 7 things in each group to show the commutative property. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next group. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next group. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 4 groups of 7, so that's the same thing as 4 times 7 equals 28. And just to make sure, 7 and 7 is 14. When I put 14 and 14 together, I get 28. All right. So in your homework, you're going to do a page just like this. So hopefully you were able to keep up with me. I know that's a lot. If you have to pause and start the video, that's just fine too. But the big idea is I'm modeling for you what it looks like so that when you have to do this on your own, you can see how both the tape diagrams can show the commutative property and arrays can show the commutative property depending on how you do the groupings. I forgot to add my array to this one here, so I better do another text box. I'm going to do 4 rows of 7. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's my second row. So I'm at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And my next row, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. There we go. 4 rows of 7. That's this one here is 28, or 7 columns of 4 is 28. All right, moving on. Draw and label 2 tape diagrams to model why the statement in the box is true. Okay, so we've got 4 groups of 6 is the same thing as 6 groups of 4. 4 times 6 equals 6 times 4. I'm only doing tape diagrams, so I'm going to use my drawing tool here. I'm going to use my shapes. I'm going to put here my shapes like this. I want my tapes to be the same length because my total is the same length, so or is the same. So I've got a group here and a group here, and in this one I'm going to do 4 groups of 6, and 4 is an even number, so I'm going to draw a line right in the center. Okay, so now I've got 2 groups, and I'm going to take each one of these 2 groups, I'm going to divide them in half, and that's going to give me 4 total groups like this. Now in the bottom one I have to do 6 groups, so I'm going to do 1. So there's 2 groups, and now each half has to be 3 and 3. So I can't go right down the middle. I got to kind of break it up like this. And it's okay if it's not perfect. Nobody is expecting perfection from you. We're only expecting your best effort, and that's all we will ever expect from you is your best effort. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now I've got to start doing my labeling. If I've got 4 groups, each one has to have 6 items in it. I could use this here, but they'll all end up being different sizes. I would rather use a text box because they're all going to end up being the same size. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's nice and straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next one here. I'll count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And up here, so I used a little line tool here to draw a little line like this, and a text box that says, how do they label it up here? So they just put a number, so of how many things is in each unit. So I'm just going to put 6 in each unit, and I'm going to use the line tool again here to show that one unit is 6 things. And then down here, I'm going to use the line tool to get the total. The total is going to be, well, we could count them. 6 and 6 is 12. And then these two are also going to be 12 because we already did that. So 12 and 12 is going to give me 24. Okay, so text box. Put my text box here, and we've got 24 total. And down here, it's going to be slightly different. So since we've got 6 groups, they're going to be smaller to get the same total. Each group is going to be smaller, not taller. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next group is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. The next group is going to be 4. The next group is going to be 4. Well, there it is. 1, nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next group is going to be 4 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the next group is going to be 4. 4. Okay, so each unit or each group is 4. And if I count by 4s, 4, count with me, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So down here below, I'll put 24, and then I'll use my line tool here to insert a line from one end of the tape to the other end of the tape to show that the entire tape is 24 items long. So you can see 4 times 6 is 24, 6 times 4 is 24. Oh, I forgot to put my line tool here to show that this is just one unit. All right, so if you need to slow down and pause the video and look at what I've got and make yours like mine, go ahead and do that. That's just fine. Now we've got our last 2 problems here, and I've got 1 minute left. I'm going to go ahead and skip the last problem and do just number 3. And you can do this one or not. On the homework assignment, I'd like for you to do all of them, please. Well, if you end up working forever and ever and ever, please stop. 15 or 20 minutes is plenty of time. Okay, don't spend too much time working on this. Grace picks 4 flowers from her garden. Each flower has 8 petals. That sounds like 4 groups of 8. Draw and label a tape diagram to show the total, how many petals there are in total. So they give me the number of groups, they give me the size of each group. I'm going to draw and label a tape diagram that shows 4 groups of 8. It doesn't tell me to do 2 tape diagrams. I could if I really was wanting to be fancy and show the commutative property, but I am going to just show the 1 tape diagram. Well, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to erase that and use my rectangle tool here to show I've got a tape like this. I've got 4 groups. So anytime you've got an even number of groups, your first line can be a dividing line in the center of your tape like this. And now since I've got 4 groups, I need to take these 2 groups and divide each one of them in half so that I get 4 approximately equal groups. That means they're about equal. It does not have to be perfect. In real life, in reality, they are in fact equal, but you know we're using the computer as a tool, and we're not measuring. We're just eyeballing it to draw a model of the problem to help us visualize what's going on in the problem. Okay, so I've got 4 groups, and I know that there are 8 things in each group. I've only got 30 seconds. Oh no. I've got 8 in each group, so I'm going to go like this, 8, 8, and over here is, no, 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 no. I'm going to run out of time, guys. I'm sorry, but you can do it this way. You don't have to actually draw the items, We've got 8 and 8 is 16. 16, another 16 here is going to bring us up to 30.